Outlook.
Well, it could be sunny and it could be rain. It's a crazy feeling going through my brain. Big storm clouds coming in your bones. No matter what you say, you know you're not alone. Gonna head on down to the underground. Gonna head on down to the underground.
Tropical system of the season having a lingering effect in Florida today, flooding a major concern as Tropical Storm Colin swamped parts of Florida.
The floodwaters slowly receding, but Colin could just be the beginning of a wet and stormy week ahead. Hello, everyone. Glad you could be with us here on Weather Underground. I'm Mike Bettis.
And I'm Alex Wilson. Today, post-tropical storm Colin makes its exit, but the impacts, they're still being felt from what was a wide-reaching tropical storm.
All right, let's show you what's left of now post-tropical storm Colin. Winds are at 60 miles per hour, pressure's at 996, moving northeast. Get this, 40 miles an hour, really no longer a threat to the east coast of the United States, although some lingering storms back down through Florida. Here's what we know right now. 10,000 people still without power in Georgia, South Carolina, along Florida's Gulf Coast. The Coast Guard has just reopened the port of Tampa.
The Skyway Bridge over Tampa Bay also reopened this afternoon, and Florida Governor Rick Scott is urging people to drain any standing water to avoid the spread of mosquitoes. Well, meteorologist Chris Warren is tracking the rain and storms across central Florida tonight.
All right, so one last place where we're still dealing with some storms, Chris, and you're around Orlando. What's it been like today?
You know, it hasn't been too bad at all compared to yesterday when it was cloudy for most of the day, even though it was hot and humid and then cooled down after some of the rain. The rain was more consistent and so was the wind yesterday. But right now, as we look out here live, we're driving along just south of Orlando. We're getting closer and closer to downtown. From the south, we're driving north into some dark skies. There's not a lot of shower activity, and there has been very little lightning associated with some of the showers that we've been following around. We drove a little bit closer to Tampa. We got halfway between Tampa and Orlando for a while. Then we turned around and went back and saw some of the heavier showers that went right over the theme parks. And now we're looking at some of the darker skies over Tampa, over Orlando, I should say. So right now over Orlando, there is one shower that's fired up. Have not seen, as we check the radar here, have not seen any lightning associated with this. Just dealing with some of the showers and can't even say thunderstorms, just heavy. I'm looking at the radar and a little bit of red in here as well, which would indicate a little bit heavier rain. So it is 6 o'clock right now here on the East Coast in Orlando, which means a few more people on the roads after work. So it's been a little bit slower getting around town, but I can say that that is, for the most part, not weather related. That would be volume, as we would say in the traffic biz, right? Volume related delays, a lot of people on the roads, weather not much of a factor. And guys, Tropical Storm Colin, long gone. This is something you expect usually this time of year in Florida, much more like it, especially when you get into the afternoon, you get either the sea breeze or the daytime heating. You expect to see some showers. So I don't think anything that the people here can't handle.
You know what, are you flying out of Orlando, and have you seen any delays at the airport?
No, haven't seen any of that. And yeah, that's our game plan as well. And we don't expect any problems. I mean, the only way it would be a problem is if you had a shower with some lightning and some winds pop up right over the airport. Otherwise, they move on. They're not real fast movers, and they're not dropping a ton of rain. But they'll be brief. You know, there'll be heavy rain, and if you're caught out in it for 2 minutes, you'll be soaked. I mean, it's Florida, and you get the tropical moisture, you'll get soaked. So you'll need either a poncho or a big umbrella when they do come by. But again, Alex, the positive thing, not seeing any lightning with this either.
Yeah, and the good news is, I mean, it's Orlando, as you mentioned. They're not going to be surprised if they were to get a pop-up shower or thunderstorm rolling through. Thank you so much, Chris. Safe travels. All right, let's talk about Colin, because it also brought strong winds with that rain. Check out what happened to this house in Seffner, Florida, just east of the Tampa area. This very large tree crashed down into a home. Fortunately, the family that had lived there, they moved out 2 weeks ago, so just in time, because man, took a big chunk out of that home. Rain and thunderstorms, as Chris mentioned, possible across Florida at this point into central Florida. We just have a few scattered showers out there. Let's take a look at the accumulations that we've seen over the past 24 hours or so, because we have seen some heavy rain. Of course, we've had the flooding rainfall. And when we look at the 24-hour accumulations, most of it is focused right over that Tampa Bay areas up to the south, anywhere from 3 to 5 inches, even some isolated spots where there's been more than 6 inches of rain that have already come down. So looking forward at the forecast as we move through the next 24 hours or so, the expected rainfall, again, going to be focused through the middle part of Florida where we do have the showers now. Could pick up another inch or two, maybe a little more, because as Chris did mention, these storms aren't moving very fast. And if you get a slower mover, it is going to leave a lot of rainfall over your area. So that's the story right now. But the good news is everything that we're seeing, Mike, across Florida is pretty widely scattered.
That's really good news.
Yeah, they need a break.
Nothing like it was yesterday for sure. Alex, thank you very much. All right, let's talk about what comes after this, because we may actually stay in a relatively wet pattern, and here's the reason why. Look at this little disturbance down here off the Yucatan Peninsula, basically between Mexico and Cuba. Is this the next soaker force in Florida? It certainly could be. That's what it's hinting at this point, is we could see moisture flowing right in, especially to South Florida. I know that Central Florida and North Florida really got the brunt of the wind and the rain, but now deep tropical moisture. And all you really have to do is look at this. This is precipitable moisture in the atmosphere. The purples and the pinks, that's where you have the most moisture in the atmosphere. There comes that disturbance. Watch it shoot north here and then work its way right into southwest Florida and then coat most of South Florida with heavy rain here mid to late week. So it's not going to be a fun forecast. There's not a lot of breaks, okay? We start now Wednesday morning, a few scattered storms out there, and then you'll get more heavy coating of storms and coverage here. That'll include Alligator Alley, Naples to Vero Beach down toward Miami. So Wednesday and Thursday, don't anticipate a lot of sunshine for us here. It looks like it stays relatively stormy through the end of the week. So unfortunately, this is what we deal with. Here's how much rain we think we could pump out of this. In a place like, say, Sarasota, 1 to 2 inches of rain coming our way. Tampa, maybe another inch or so. Not a huge deal for us, okay? But you take a look at Tampa's forecast as we go through tomorrow. Some storms coming our way here. Watching for the possibility of evening storms that may disrupt your evening commute and maybe even your dinner. All right, a lot more to come here on the show tonight. We head to the Northeast dealing with a storm threat there. We're going to show you where the storm clouds are rolling in tonight, how nasty it could get, and also how cool it gets after the rain. Plus, a lot of you will be saying, oh, what a difference a week makes. This weekend may be the perfect time to head to the beach, the lake, or the pool. We look at who's going to see the hottest temperature of the year so far. And we are not talking just toasty. We're talking downright sweaty.
I'm going to melt.
Sultry.
I'm going to melt.
You're going to melt?
I'm going to melt.
Even if you're not sugar or chocolate?
Yeah, I melt.
You're going to melt.
I will. That's too
melt. It's literally
too
melt
hot.
humans.
Yes.
Boston Market is bringing you a new spin on chicken. Introducing our new Oven Crisp Chicken, all white boneless chicken breast, seasoned and hand breaded, then oven baked for a crispy golden crust. Only $7.99. Boston Market, all good.
Oven Crisp Chicken from Boston Market. Boneless, baked, better.
I could get used to this.
Now you can, when you lease the 2016 ES350 for $329 a month for 36 months. See your Lexus dealer.
Waterproof, windproof, and for $130, weatherman proof. Cabela's Rainy River Parka. Great price, lifetime guarantee. That's practical.
As a working mom, I'm thankful my mom is able to help out.
Awesome.
So I bought her the all-new Jitterbug Flip from Great Call. It's a cell phone she actually enjoys using.
Yeah, and from the T-Rex.
She loves it and takes it everywhere. It's so easy to use. And with a larger screen and bigger buttons, it's even easier to dial.
Let's send it to her.
There's also a 5-star button on the keypad, so I know she can always get help.
One touch of the 5-star button turns the Jitterbug into a personal safety device. In any unsafe or uncertain situation, you'll be immediately connected to a highly trained agent who can confirm your location, assess the situation, and get you the help you need.
Now it's easy for us to stay in touch.
What'd you say?
So cute.
Service starts as low as $14.99 a month, or choose the all-new Jitterbug Smart. And right now, get 25% off at Best Buy, Rite Aid, or Sears.
Exclusively from Great Call.
Hello, welcome to the Holiday Inn.
Running our own business, we've been traveling a lot.
A hotel looking to help small businesses succeed is incredible. Holiday Inn is an extension of our team.
Book your next journey at holidayinn.com.
What's it like to be in good hands? Like finding new ways to be taken care of.
Home, car, life insurance, obviously.
But with added touches you can't get everywhere else, like claim-free rewards
Or safe driving bonus checks.
Oh, yes. Even a claim satisfaction guarantee.
In means protection plus unique extras. Only from an expert Allstate agent.
It's good to be in good hands.
Are we ready?
Start your free trial at amazon.com/stream today.
Fall in love with a new daily fiber. New Mira Fiber from the makers of Miralax. It's the only fiber that supports regularity with daily comfort fiber. So unlike others, Mira Fiber is less likely to cause unwanted gas. Love your fiber. New Mira Fiber.
With the free Golf Now app, book tee times worry-free with no cancellation fee. Earn rewards for every round. Get accurate GPS yardages. Keep score for your group. And track your game stats. Why buy it when you can have it all for free? Get the Golf Now app today.
We have a charge. We have a responsibility to provide information to people to help them, help those communities, help their families stay safe, and it matters so much.
Well, some ominous-looking clouds over southwest Pennsylvania on Monday. This is Ellsworth. It's about an hour south of Pittsburgh, and thunderstorms were rolling through. How about that shelf cloud? More storms possible in parts of the Northeast tonight. I want to give you a live look at conditions in Hartford, Connecticut, Boston as well. Not too bad in either spot, but the Northeast watching for isolated severe storms this evening. That, of course, ahead of a cold front that's moving in on Wednesday, making it feel a little better. Here's a look at where the storms are, though, right now. Notice we've had one moving right through the Binghamton area on 81, then a few over into the upstate of New York State, western Massachusetts, parts of Vermont and New Hampshire. This lonely storm bringing some heavy rain there. I've seen a few off the Jersey shore and even down into parts of Delaware and Maryland, some wet weather. Let's take you into Connecticut and Long Island. This storm has been bringing us a few lightning strikes. Same for this one right around the Poughkeepsie area. Really points north, though, as you get closer to the Connecticut-New York state line, as well as the state line with Massachusetts. So watch for that as you're traveling across parts of the Northeast. If you notice those dark skies ahead, be prepared because that rain may be to follow. Cold front moving east today. Of course, we've got that warmth, that moisture still in place, so allowing for the shower thunderstorm development. Now, look what happens as we move forward in time. That jet stream dips to the south. That cooler air settles in. So actually, with that cold upper low settling in over the Northeast, we'll actually see those temperatures cooling off a little bit into tomorrow. Here's a look at our future radar and what we think is going to happen as we shape up through the evening. Portions of Maine, Boston, you're going to get in on the shower thunderstorm activity. Even a few showers lingering into tomorrow morning across western New York, western and central PA, even around the Syracuse area. So central New York, you guys could see a few showers. But the severe stuff would be this evening. Spotty damaging winds, potential for some hail as well. Binghamton, Albany, Burlington, and then up through Maine, Bangor to Portland and over towards the Boston area. Anything we see, we do expect to be fairly spotty in nature, and the threat for damaging winds, again, low for the most part. Mike, over to you.
All right, let's take you into Philadelphia, near and dear to Miss Wilson's heart, that's for sure. Hey, I was just checking out our Wonder Station at Addison Walkway. 77 degrees right now.
That's not bad.
Flirted with 90 today in the Philadelphia area.
I don't like that.
That's early, doesn't it? It just seems a little early for a 90 in Philly, but you've got mostly sunny skies this evening. Not a bad evening. However, it gets a lot cooler after this, and I actually think pretty comfortable.
Yeah, I think this is what the Northeast they like, because you need to ease in a little more. At least that's the feeling from most folks up in the Northeast. They're saying, let me baby into this.
So this front's coming on through, right? The storm's out ahead of it, but look at the temperature changes here. We're a lot cooler than we were 24 hours ago. 7 degrees cooler in Buffalo, but here comes that cold air coming in from Canada. By tomorrow, you're definitely going to notice the coolness in the air.
Oh yeah, you know when you see those blues and purples, you know what's up when you're looking at a weather map and you're thinking, all right, so it's not going to be so stuffy. We'll save the heat for another day. That cooler air even sticking around, though, into the end part of the week, so be prepared for a nice feel to the outside. Maybe take the kids to the park, take the dogs for a walk. 66.
66 in New York tomorrow, that's it. 62 in Buffalo and just 68 degrees for us in Pittsburgh. Then you go into Thursday. I mean, we may actually struggle to hit low 60s in Bangor, just 62 degrees and 63 in Burlington.
Yeah, but you know, before things really get hot, maybe save your AC a few bucks.
I think you'd be okay with that, right? Pittsburgh, the trend after that, though, is upwards. Tomorrow's the cool day at 68. Then we go a little bit closer to average as we head toward the weekend. But I think people are going to enjoy this.
Yeah, no,
truly.
and then the bottom line is, if you say, I want it warm, you don't have to wait that long. For things to change.
We're giving you the best of both worlds.
Yeah, we're trying
to make this easy. Or the worst of both worlds.
Yeah.
However you want to look at it.
If you're like, I want things to be stable, I'm sorry, we can't offer up more. But, you know, as temperatures heat up across the rest of the United States, so does the chance for severe storms. We're going to tell you which cities could be most at risk later this week.
And do not forget, you can vote for our top weather video of the day. These are our 2 top contenders. Is it going to be bolted or backyard tornado? Watch these 2 clips on the Wonderground Twitter feed. Vote in the poll that's posted right after it. Results coming up a little bit later in the show.
I don't want to live with the uncertainties of Hep C.
Or wonder whether I should seek treatment. I am ready.
Because today, there's Harvoni, a revolutionary treatment for the most common type of chronic hepatitis C. Harvoni is proven to cure up to 99% of patients who've had no prior treatment. It transformed treatment as the first cure that's 1 pill once a day for 12 weeks. Certain patients can be cured with just 8 weeks of Harvoni. Harvoni is a simple treatment regimen that's been prescribed to more than 250,000 patients. Tell your doctor if you've had a liver transplant, other liver or kidney problems, HIV, or any other medical conditions, and about all the medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Taking amiodarone with Harvoni may cause a serious slowing of your heart rate. Common side effects of Harvoni may include tiredness, headache, and weakness. I am ready to put Hep C behind me.
I am ready to be cured.
Are you ready? Ask your Hep C specialist if Harvoni is right for you.
Brought to you by Harvoni. Are you ready?
Tired of redosing antacids? Try Duo Fusion. New 2-in-1 heartburn relief. The antacid goes to work in seconds, and the acid reducer lasts up to 12 hours. In one chewable tablet. Try new Duo Fusion from the makers of Zantac.
Seresto makes it easy to help protect your dog or cat from fleas and ticks. With the performance you expect from a monthly topical in a non-greasy collar, Seresto kills and repels fleas and ticks for 8 continuous months. Seresto from Bayer.
All right, guys, we brought you to this construction trailer to talk about trucks today. Which truck brand offers engines with best-in-class V8 towing or fuel economy?
Are we moving? We're going. It's the answer to the question, baby. Silverado. Ooh, that's cool.
It's Truck Month. Qualified buyers get 0% financing for 60 months. Plus, find your tank and get $8,250 total value on this Silverado All-Star. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Every day you get to accept things as they are or take responsibility for changing them.
The people of Flint, Michigan, it's like we don't matter.
It's such a real issue that's right in front of us.
Climate, environment, science, technology. Let's have a conversation. And together, we can solve these things.
23.5 degrees tonight at 11 on the Weather Channel.
For years, Cicatricure has improved the lives of millions of people around the world, and its efficacy has been confirmed during recent consumer tests, where Cicatricure Scar Gel has proven to dramatically reduce the appearance of scars in as little as 3 weeks, improving elasticity and tone for healthier-looking skin. The power of Cicatricure is proven and doctors recommended. Transform your own skin or your money back. Cicatricure Scar Gel, the science to transform your skin. Find it at these stores.
Introducing Comcast Business Wi-Fi Pro with next-level speed, coverage, marketing, and control features. Plus, Wi-Fi Pro offers what AT&T's Wi-Fi small site doesn't. professional installation, advanced security, and millions of hotspots nationwide. Looks like taking your business to the next level starts with ditching AT&T. Give your business an edge with Comcast Business Wi-Fi Pro. Comcast Business, built for business.
Their trip of a lifetime became a fight to make it home alive. Extreme weather, the survivors. Sunday nights at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 89 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 76. Winds southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon, high 87. Locally heavy rainfall possible. Wednesday night, thunderstorms early, low 76. Chance of rain 80%. Locally heavy rainfall possible. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We love to say it here. It's amazing out there. And you know what? You guys prove it every day with some amazing photos. That's right.
This one's awesome. All right, speaking of Iowa for this one, this posted to our Wonder Photos page by Z-Man88. This is in Rolfe, Iowa. Look at the awesome shelf cloud over the freshly planted fields here.
Love it.
Marvelous.
Dig it. Yeah,
That's
you're
totally
right.
great.
The field to the clouds,
The
a nice
composition
color.
is fantastic.
I feel like you're really, you got another life as a photography instructor. Hey, how about this? A double rainbow. Double rainbow guy would love this.
What does it mean?
What does it all mean? It's beautiful. He's crying. You're crying. It's Tropical Storm Colin. What it left in Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. And Aaron told me on Facebook that no matter what direction you looked, it was gorgeous.
Well,
after
listen,
Colin.
You're at the beach.
Yeah.
You get a rainbow. Does it get much better than that? Seriously.
No.
Hey,
You're holding a pina colada?
Okay.
I've upped the ante.
You did up the ante there. Good call. All right, folks, let's take you out to Atlanta. You know, you probably enjoyed the temperatures today. Temperatures so far this month have been below average, but could that change this weekend? We're talking, Alex, a serious melt your eyebrows kind of weekend.
My eyebrows already have melted when they saw the number. These are just penciled on. This isn't even my real eyebrow hair. I mean, this is going to be intense heat as we head into the weekend. This morning actually felt nice. It was kind of refreshing if you were out and about. And tomorrow, all right, 86. You're like, I can do that. That's cool. You like the heat? You'll like Thursday, maybe even Friday, 93. But look at this. Saturday and Sunday, mid and upper 90s. This is the kind of heat that makes you want to pull out all your hair when the electricity bill comes. Average high 85. So we are 10 plus degrees above average into the upcoming weekend. I mean, we are talking about high heat as we head into the middle part of June. And the June sizzle isn't just limited to the Atlanta area. No, look at this ridge in the jet stream that's going to hold tight as we even head through the weekend before finally maybe dipping a bit into next week. Those above average temperatures spreading eastward. So notice a lot of real estate with those yellows, those oranges, and even the reds. That would indicate well above average temperatures. Tomorrow, 90 Rapid City, 95 Salt Lake City, 83 in Denver. But Thursday, we've got 96 for Omaha, 97 in Rapid City. By Friday, places like Kansas City getting in on the heat. Same for Little Rock, both in the mid-90s. And Minneapolis says we're coming in on that too. Mid-90s, Chicago on Saturday. And around that heat building this week, there's going to be more storms heading into the Midwest. You know, we talk about these ridges kind of serving as a pathway for storms. So places like Chicago, Detroit, Cleveland, they could all get in on rain, strong winds, possibility, hail, even a potential tornado can't be ruled out with those thunderstorms this week, Mike.
Yeah, look at this. Chicago, Detroit, Cleveland, all these locations. We've got some hot temperatures coming, but now we're going to throw in unstable atmosphere, kind of that summertime thunderstorm feel to the atmosphere.
Right, and you kind of know, you've been through these patterns where you look at the map and you go, weren't there thunderstorms moving that same direction through those same spots yesterday? Whether or not you like to call them ridge riders or ring of fire storms, you just get them settled right on the top of that ridge, and that's what we've got, so it could be affecting some of the same areas.
Yeah, so there it is, and it's on the downside of that jet stream coming across, the Ohio Valley, moisture flowing into that, and so a trigger is going to be there. At least we're going to have moisture in the atmosphere. And when you have really warm, moist air at the surface, a little bit cooler air above, that allows air to rise and thunderstorms to form here. But summertime thunderstorms, some lightning with these, probably not huge wind producers, probably not tornado makers, but you're going to feel it.
Oh, yeah, you'll feel it. And notice by the time you get a few rounds of them over some of those areas, you're like, all right. You know, you're going to be running inside. By Saturday, we begin to see more of the Northeast as opposed to the Midwest get in on it. But we could be talking about some big areas Saturday. Pittsburgh to D.C., maybe Hagerstown, Maryland in there, too.
Yeah, just heads up. It is coming your way. All right, stick around, folks. A lot more to come on the show this evening. Swiftly moving out to sea is Colin, but it did leave behind damage in parts of Florida. Just ahead, who saw the worst of the storm and who'll have to spend the week cleaning up.
Seresto makes it easy to help protect your dog or cat from fleas and ticks. With the performance you expect from a monthly topical in a non-greasy collar, Seresto kills and repels fleas and ticks for 8 continuous months. Seresto from Bayer.
What if one day everything just stopped going wrong?
Have a good day, hon.
No more accidents. No more disasters. Where would State Farm be? Here to help with college. Here for that first car. And here for new beginnings. Because in a world where nothing went wrong, your State Farm agent will still be right here. Helping make life go completely right.
The day after chemo, you could be home with your support system. Here, and here with Neulasta Onpro.
Strong chemo can put you at risk for infection. In a key study, Neulasta reduced the risk of infection from 17% to 1%, a 94% decrease. Apply the day of chemo. Neulasta Onpro is designed to automatically deliver Neulasta the next day without returning to the doctor just for a Neulasta shot. Neulasta is for certain cancer patients receiving strong chemotherapy. Do not take Neulasta if you're allergic to Neulasta or Neupogen, filgrastim. Ruptured spleens, sometimes fatal, as well as serious lung problems, allergic reactions, kidney injuries, and capillary leak syndrome have occurred. Report abdominal or shoulder tip pain, trouble breathing, or allergic reactions to your doctor right away. In patients with sickle cell disorders, serious, sometimes fatal crises can occur. The most common side effect is bone and muscle ache.
Talk to your doctor about Neulasta Onpro.
Is your body storing fat more easily? Do you suffer from a lack of energy? Or the draining side effects of restless sleep? How about an increase in wrinkles and even sagging skin?
Hi, I'm Kim Douglas, and as a beauty expert always on the hunt for the next great breakthrough, when I heard about a youth hormone that was associated with reducing body fat, increasing lean muscle mass, and even reducing the appearance of wrinkles, I just had to learn more. I'm talking about human growth hormone, or HGH, and as early as our mid-20s, our natural production of HGH begins to drop dramatically. Here's the good news. Finally, there's Serovital.
Serovital is the first and only amino acid complex shown in a clinical trial to trigger the body's own natural release of HGH from the pituitary gland and increase mean HGH levels by an astonishing 682%.
HGH has been associated with reducing body fat, reducing the appearance of wrinkles, improving sleep, and even boosting energy. As a doctor and a woman, I am very excited that now I can tell women everywhere about Serovital.
Serovital boosts your HGH naturally and at a fraction of the cost of painful injections. Serovital sells for $99 in stores. But call right now because we're letting as many women as possible try Serovital for 30 days absolutely risk-free. Plus, call in the next 6 minutes and we'll also include free shipping. You owe it to yourself to try Serovital for 30 days. It's absolutely risk-free.
Serovital is a true scientific breakthrough, 20 years in the making.
Get the facts at myserovital.com. Supplies are limited. Call 1-800-298-6193 or go to myserovital.com for your risk-free trial today.
Clorox disinfecting wipes with micro scrubbers. Scrub away even the toughest dried-on messes. Take back your surfaces with Clorox disinfecting wipes.
With the free Golf Now app, book tee times worry-free with no cancellation fee. Earn rewards for every round. Get accurate GPS yardages. Keep score for your group. And track your game stats. Why buy it when you can have it all for free? Get the Golf Now app today.
Closed captioning brought to you by Beltone, your premier hearing care partner.
Beltone is conducting a new trial on innovative hearing technology. You will be asked to evaluate a remarkable product that's virtually invisible. Call 1-800-BELTONE.
When you have a ton of rain coming down, it's hard for all the water to be dispersed. So we just ask people to be careful.
If it had been 30 foot back this way, you got the house, and my wife and daughter was in there, you could have hurt them, killed them.
Everybody's going to watch this and see what these bands of rains do around our state.
This is what I own, a wetsuit and cloth. It's a tragedy, but I'm alive.
Well, hey there, welcome back to Weather Underground, some of the sights and sounds of Colin, and we thank you for joining us as things are finally settling down. I'm Alex Wilson.
And I'm Mike Bettis. Yeah, the good news is, Colin, what's left of it, right. Now it's post-tropical, moving well out into the Atlantic and moving pretty quickly as well. So obviously there are good improvements that are coming your way and no real threats longer remaining. All right, let's show you what we know right now, where Colin is right now, okay? So we know that the Colin storm is basically post-tropical at this point, right? And the thing is moving out to sea very, very quickly. 10,000 people without power in Georgia, South Carolina, along Florida's Gulf Coast as well. 60-mile-per-hour storm right now, pressure 996. It's zipping along. 40 miles per hour. Last advisory has been written on this. 10,000 people, as mentioned, without power. Port of Tampa has been reopened. Skyway Bridge over Tampa has also been reopened. And Florida Governor Rick Scott clearing. Florida governor says clear standing water from your property, because last thing you want is any kind of mold issue. Last thing you want also, remember, Zika, most prevalent in the state of Florida. So get rid of all the standing water that can lead to breeding of mosquitoes. Alex?
Yeah, good advice from Governor Rick Scott. Well, even though Colin is no longer a threat to the state of Florida, people are still dealing with the aftermath of the storm. Andrea Hubble has that story.
High waters. Whipping winds.
There are some walkways that go to the boats on this side of the dock.
The Gulf of Mexico creeping closer.
They're totally submerged.
Lapping into yards in Matlacha.
But I did see it come over my canal wall.
Maybe about 8 to 10 inches higher than normal.
It's not the highest it's ever been. Still too dangerous to brave the waves.
Water has a way of taking control of any environment.
This boat stranded just yards away off Pine Island. Its motor malfunctioned. One passenger forced to swim to shore to call for help. Rescue crews braving the storm to save them. And as the high tide laps closer to buildings, boats, and docks,
we get high water on occasion when the wind's blowing out of the south.
It has business owners keeping a closer look.
Hopefully this evening, if it continues to blow, we still have about another 3 feet we can go before it starts intruding into the building.
Here the water is only covering my boots by just a few inches, but the dock master here tells me it's about 3 feet higher than usual. All of the docks looking like this, underwater from Tropical Storm Colin. But as the storm passes and the rain subsides, people waiting out the storm.
Which side of the storm and you're on is going to determine.
Consider the rain another summer day.
This is nothing compared to a full-blown hurricane.
In Lee County, Andrea Hubble, NBC2.
And that rain, flooding still causing problems for many people in central and southeast Florida. You can see the rain just pouring off the roof. This is a house in St. Petersburg. It's on Tampa Bay. Look at that. That's not a yard anymore. That's waterfront property. That area could see an additional 2 to 3 inches of rain in the next couple of days. So you know that yard is already saturated. And guess what? We've got more wet weather to come. Here's a look at where the rain is coming down right now. We've seen a lot of it into the central part of the state of Florida. You can see here a few heavier showers in between Sebring and Fort Pierce. We've seen a few passing showers from West Palm Beach down to Fort Lauderdale. And around the Naples area, do expect some rain to move in around your backyard if you're out and about. We take you up to Orlando, where there have been a few slow movers offering up some heavy rain right over the city itself, maybe keeping you waiting from time to time at those theme parks. Of course, they know the rain showers and the thunderstorms in the summer season, but still, it doesn't matter. When you're the one wearing the Mickey Mouse ears and you want to get on that ride, it really does stink when you've got one of those showers rolling through. So let's take a look at the accumulating rainfall that we've seen over the past 24 hours. And when you look at the Tampa area, you can see that's definitely the hot spot as far as the rain is concerned. We saw accumulations on the order of 3 to 5+ inches, especially on the south side of Tampa. Also, between Daytona Beach and Jacksonville, saw totals on the order of 2 to 3 inches through a lot of those locations. So more rain will be on the way. How much rainfall is the question. Let's take a look at our 24-hour expected rainfall. Good news for areas off to the north around Jacksonville and Daytona Beach. We're not expecting much there. The higher totals will be focused over the central part of the state of Florida, also down into South Florida. So again, there's a look at the radar. Let's see if we've got any lightning out there with any of these thunderstorms. You can see this one storm just off to the north and west of Fort Pierce is producing some lightning, some real heavy downpours too at times. So if you're on 441 traveling that way, or even 60, you're going to be seeing these heavy rain showers headed your way. Again, the good news is, though, for the most part, as opposed to yesterday, it's not the swamping rains, it's more the scattered rain showers and a few rumbles of thunder. We've also got some of that activity down over parts of the Keys. So keep that in mind for your Tuesday plans. But, you know, Mike, for the Florida forecast for the rest of the week, you know, I mentioned the next 24 hours could be a bit soggy. We've got more rain to come.
We do. So usually after we have a landfalling tropical system, everything clears out. You get beautiful blue skies afterwards, right? Not necessarily the case in Florida this week, and here's what's going to happen for us, okay? Rain over the past 3 days has been prevalent. Plenty of rainforest, especially Central Florida, okay? South Florida, we've had some. Fort Myers, Naples, over towards, say, West Palm, we've had some. Not a soaking, though, like the other parts of the state, but that little bad boy right there could spell trouble spinning here off the Yucatan Peninsula. Looking at this point like it's going to slowly trek its way to the north here and then make its way to the northeast and toward Florida. Deep tropical moisture. What you're looking at here is available moisture in the atmosphere, where you have these purples and these pinks. You're just totally soaked in a column of air. And so if you can precipitate all that out, you just get nothing but torrential rain. So we got deep tropical moisture that's loading us up here. Mid-level disturbance that shoots its way, basically shoots the gap here, basically between Mexico and Cuba, and then comes right into Florida. That disturbance becomes the trigger then to get all that precipitable water to rain out. So here's a look at the forecast beginning Wednesday morning. Some scattered storms out there, and that's really going to be the case Wednesday and Thursday. At times, very heavy rain. We could see some training thunderstorms as well, so wouldn't be surprised to see some neighborhoods take on some water here. Maybe the good news is most of the focus of the rain is going to be from where Colin basically stopped with the rain. Remember, it was all north of there. This is going to be all south. Okay, so take a look. The rain's still to come. Some heavier pockets here, but also now it becomes more of an East Coast event as well. So it's going to be a different part of the state, but it's still going to be a cloudy and rainy setup for many of you. All right, from Naples, there's a look at our forecast. Thunderstorms solidly in the forecast Wednesday through Saturday, and on Sunday becoming more scattered in nature. But here we go again. More storms coming for Florida. Alex?
Well, Tropical Storm Colin brought plenty of rain and flooding to Florida's Gulf Coast, but the biggest issue that many people had to deal with was the storm surge. We are going to explain why it was such a problem coming up. Plus, we still have time for you to vote for our video of the day. Will it be bolted or backyard tornado? Watch these two top contenders on our Wonderground Twitter feed and vote in the Twitter poll for your favorite. We're going to be revealing the winners coming up, so stay tuned. What do you like, Bettis? Wait, don't skew the voters.
It's really, in my opinion, it's really, really hard when you look at both of these videos not to go with,
When looking for a van to take your business to the next level, look for more. With the Ram ProMaster and ProMaster City, you can do more, handle more, organize more, and get more out of every drop, all for less. Now, current competitive commercial owners or lessees are eligible for these cash allowances on the 2016 Ram ProMaster City.
More people are driving Ram trucks than ever before. Guts Glory Ram.
Is the internet still out? Yes. Nothing.
Work together, work together, work together. Do you have anything? No, I don't have anything.
Please come back, internet. I love you so much. Just come back, please, please. He's streaming a cat video. And the whole party's looking at me. Come on.
Get high-speed internet from AT&T with 99.9% reliability for just $30 a month. Keep calm, your internet's on.
Backyard party time. We'll have a get together, your place or mine. 'Cause it's backyard party time. Bring all your friends and we'll have a good time. 'Cause nothing feels as good. No, it doesn't get much better than grilling with you.
From Bush's baked beans to Bush's grillin' beans, no matter what you're making, we've got the variety to keep your backyard filled with flavor all season long. Backyards were made for Bush's.
What's it like to be in good hands? Man, it's like pure power at your fingertips. Like the power to earn Allstate reward points every time I drive. Want my number? And cash back for driving safe. And the power to automatically find your car. I see you, car, and I got the power to know who's coming and when if I break down. You must be Jerry. Hey, N means getting more from your car insurance with the all-powerful DriveWise app.
It's good to be in good hands.
You know, there's a fast, easy way to borrow with RiseCredit.com. So check this out. $500 to $5,000 in your account as soon as tomorrow. I mean, Rise even lets you choose your own terms with rates that actually go down over time. That's pretty cool. Rise even offers a 5-day risk-free guarantee. The application, quick and easy. So you can apply with confidence. Speaking of, yep, that's the stuff. Tomorrow's looking up at RiseCredit.com.
One of life's greatest pleasures is a home-cooked meal. So I'm really excited to be teaming up with HelloFresh. We're making it even easier to cook great meals from scratch. Beautiful. Now you can get my recipes and the exact ingredients that you need to cook them delivered in a chilled box direct to your door. We've done all the hard work for you. Now you've got the fun part. Order online at hellofresh.com today and get cooking.
Relay for Life. Help the American Cancer Society save lives and celebrate life at relayforlife.org.
Fall in love with a new daily fiber. New Mira Fiber from the makers of Miralax. It's the only fiber that supports regularity with daily comfort fiber. So unlike others, Mira Fiber is less likely to cause unwanted gas. Love your fiber. New Mira Fiber.
I thought I married an Italian.
My lineage was the Vecchios and Zuccolis. Through Ancestry, through the DNA, I found out that I was only 16% Italian.
He was 34% Eastern European. So I went on to Ancestry, soon learned that one of our ancestors we thought was Italian was Eastern European.
This is my ancestor I didn't know about. He looks a little bit like me, yes.
Ancestry has many paths to discovering your story. Get started for free at Ancestry.com.
Welcome to paradise. For $250, all the pressure's off. Cabela's Polar Cap Equalizer Cooler. Great price. Lifetime guarantee. That's practical.
Not a picnic at the beach by any means. How about the waves crashing in this restaurant's patio? Tropical storm Colin brought a ton of wind and rain, but storm surge did become an issue along the Gulf Coast. Something that we haven't seen a ton of, but a surge-prone coastline. That's for sure. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about this. Joined this evening by our hurricane specialist, Michael Lowry. You look at some of the pictures, Mike. I mean, restaurants were taking on water, roadways were underwater. This was just a tropical storm, and the center was way up in the Panhandle.
Yeah, I have a friend of mine. I was talking to him yesterday. He has a beach home in the Big Bend area, and he was telling me that since Dennis in 2010, it's taken 10, 11 years to rebuild the dunes and the coastline there from the damage from that. That gives you a sense of how bad storm surge can be in that part of the country. It's particularly vulnerable to storm surge, and you saw in the video there that even a weekend tropical storm can bring a 4-foot, and in fact, it could have been even higher than it was, but 3 to 4 foot storm surge to the coastline. That is incredibly impressive because you're dealing with a 50-mile-per-hour tropical storm. So throw in a 140-mile-per-hour hurricane. Oh my gosh, I would not want to see that.
Right, and we haven't had these problems in the past several years. A lot of people, I think, they move to Florida and they think, okay, hurricane's coming, wind and rain. That's what I got. I got to boarding up the windows is kind of the thing that everybody thinks. But this could be the bigger problem, and something that a lot of people don't necessarily.
Yeah, the water just isn't. The water's not sexy to people.
Right.
Like people like they like the wind, and the wind gives you great dramatic pictures. We don't typically have really great shots of the storm surge coming in because it's usually during the worst of the weather. But this one again, it kind of gives you an example. In Florida of all states, 40% of the population in Florida is vulnerable to storm surge flooding. That's flooding from the coast, from the strong winds around a tropical system. That's an especially large. You think it's the third most populous state in the country, so that's a large amount of people that are exposed to the water.
What kind of surge did we end up seeing with this? Because it seemed like for a lot of people, like, I didn't expect to get water where I got water.
Well, the forecast from the Hurricane Center were for about 3 feet, 1 to 3 feet in the Big Bend part of Florida that you're seeing there, and that's pretty much what we saw. Apalachicola 2.5 feet, Cedar Key 3 and some change, and then down in Tampa 2 feet. But pretty much everybody that was sitting right at the coast saw some at least minor flooding from this.
Yeah. We got some video to show you from the Sarasota area just to get a perspective of, as you mentioned, water where people didn't necessarily expect it.
And Michael, it's just a tropical storm and not even an organized one.
Right.
What are these people going to do if a hurricane were ever to come calling?
Well, and with this one, yes, it wasn't especially strong in terms of the winds. I mean, you can see there, you have a few wind-driven waves, but for the most part, it's not, these giant waves on top of the water because the winds weren't that strong. But it was a big system. And bigger systems tend to bring bigger surges. It's like if you were in a swimming pool using your finger to run through the water and using your arm to run through the water. If you're using your arm, you're going to push more water. And so this one, even though the winds, the magnitude of the winds weren't that strong, the breadth of the wind field was pretty big. So that also helped to kick up the water a little bit.
What is it that makes the Gulf Coast of Florida so vulnerable? Well,
it all really has to do with the underwater, the seafloor, and the underwater, what we call bathymetry of the ocean. It's very shallow, and it's very shallow for a big expanse, and anytime you have a wide region of shallow water, that's where the storm surge really likes to build. It's on the continental shelf. It's on the area that is about 50 to 100 miles just offshore, and it's much wider and much shallower on the west side of Florida than it is on the east side of Florida. So you also have areas that sit pretty low, but you also have areas that sit low on the east coast. On the east coast, it really has to do with the waves. It's not as so much with the storm surge, and not that wave action can't be destructive, but the storm surge is really the key component to the flooding that we see with tropical systems.
Amazing. Yeah. I mean, amazing. We've all said it before. Tampa,
it's been so long.
It's been so long.
I mean, yeah.
It's going to be really bad the day. It's going to happen eventually.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bad day. Yeah. That's for sure. Michael, thank you. All right, still to come here on Weather Underground. A lot more ahead. Colin wasn't the most powerful storm to hit Florida, but it did form in the Gulf. And coming up our next hour, why storms that hit Florida from the Gulf typically aren't as strong as those that come from the Atlantic. We're going to go in depth on this and show you why. Coming up.
And it's almost time to come up here and sound off. So if you have a question for us, what you want to do is go over to Twitter and use the hashtag WUTV. And then your question coming up on the sounding off segment in just about 5 minutes, like this question from JT, who wants to know, is the weather to the west of a hurricane always nice with low humidity? We're going to answer that question in just a few minutes.
Tired of redosing antacids? Try Duo Fusion. New 2-in-1 heartburn relief. The antacid goes to work in seconds, and the acid reducer lasts up to 12 hours. In one chewable tablet. Try new Duo Fusion from the makers of Zantac.
Why are you deleting these photos?
Because my teeth are yellow.
Why don't you use a whitening toothpaste?
I'm afraid it's bad for my teeth.
Try Crest 3D White.
Crest 3D White Diamond Strong Toothpaste and Rinse. Gently whiten and fortify weak spots. Used together for 2 times stronger enamel. Crest 3D White.
Seresto makes it easy to help protect your dog or cat from fleas and ticks. With the performance you expect from a monthly topical in a non-greasy collar, Seresto kills and repels fleas and ticks for 8 continuous months. Seresto from Bayer.
Every day of hurricane season, you're at the mercy of Mother Nature.
You're talking about whole coastlines that could be, drastically altered because of these massive storms.
We have a charge. We have a responsibility to provide information to people to help them stay safe.
When it comes to a weather situation that warrants attention nationally, we're the place to go.
There's no other place that has this amount of expertise than we do right here on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 88 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 76. Winds southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wednesday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon, high 87. Locally heavy rainfall possible. Wednesday night, thunderstorms early, low 76. Chance of rain, 80%. Locally heavy rainfall possible. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Boston Market is bringing you a new spin on chicken. Introducing our new Oven Crisp Chicken, all white boneless chicken breast, seasoned and hand breaded, then oven baked for a crispy golden crust. Only $7.99. Boston Market, all good.
Oven Crisp Chicken from Boston Market. Boneless, baked, better.
80% of women say a healthy lifestyle is a priority, but up to 90% fall short in getting key nutrients from food alone. Let's do more. Add One-A-Day Women's 50 Plus Complete Multivitamin with vitamin D and calcium to help support bone health. One-A-Day.
By the end of the day, my feet are beat up.
They're so dry and so cracked.
It felt like sandpaper.
O'Keefe's for healthy feet. Guaranteed relief for dry, cracked feet.
The product is working immediately.
My feet felt healthy.
It changed my life.
Learn more at O'Keefe'sCompany.com.
For the past 27 days, 4 men have outlasted authorities by making their getaway in a Prius.
This game ends now.
To catch a Prius,
you gotta be a Prius.
Guys, what's that?
Oh, man.
Toyota, let's go place.
For years, Cicatricure has improved the lives of millions of people around the world, and its efficacy has been confirmed during recent consumer tests, where Cicatricure Scar Gel has proven to dramatically reduce the appearance of scars in as little as 3 weeks, improving elasticity and tone for healthier-looking skin. The power of Cicatricure is proven and doctors recommended. Transform your own skin or your money back. Cicatricure Scar Gel, the science to transform your skin. Find it at these stores.
Thank you. Ordering Chinese food is a very predictable experience. I order B14, I get B14. No surprises. Buying business internet, on the other hand, can be a roller coaster white-knuckle thrill ride. You're promised one speed, but do you consistently get it? You do with Comcast Business. It's reliable, just like Kung Pao fish. Thank you, Pink.
Reliably fast internet starts at $59.95 a month. Comcast Business, built for business. Now.
Weekend Recharge is...
We want you to unplug so you get lost in the weather.
Well, look who's here. It is Dave Schwartz and his wonders of weather, his wow factor. Great stats today. And today, It's all about the L's, Dave, not losers.
I thought you were calling me a loser.
Low pressure.
You're right. We got 3 L's on the map today and 1 H. Now, under the H, that's that new batch of cold Canadian air that comes. Yeah. 33 this morning, International Falls.
Refreshing, Dave.
Huh? Yeah, refreshing. Yeah. And in Marquette, Michigan, all we could muster was 49 this afternoon under the clouds.
That's pathetic. It's June.
That's what's moving into the Northeast tomorrow, Mike.
It's not going to feel like summer, that's for sure.
You know, the pressure gradient between that low and that H is what's getting this whole air mass moving south and eastward.
Right.
And ultimately picking up Colin, our other L, and sending that out to sea.
So long, Colin.
So long,
Been a big troublemaker last day or so.
Isn't it interesting that the 2 recent tropical storms we've had have both made landfall?
Yeah, and early.
And early. Same thing happened last year. Anna and Bill. Anna in May, Bill in June.
Right.
They both made landfall, and those were the only two to make landfall.
Isn't that something?
Right, yeah. Then we head to the west. And yesterday in Phoenix, we hit 111 degrees. Boy, was I glad it cooled off. You know, on Saturday it was 115, Sunday it was 113, and then we cooled off to 111, but even that was a record.
But only in Phoenix would you say, I'm glad it cooled down to 111.
Right. So this is a heat low. That's a heat low.
How's that work?
Well, how does it work? It's just super hot air and rising air, and the pressure at the surface lowers.
And next thing you know, temperature skyrockets.
It also helps to draw in marine air, cool air in off of the Pacific, which is why they call the area in purple the June gloom.
All right, so on your flip side, Dave,
Yeah.
you're going to teach us about June gloom in California.
I am. And people get sick of it. I mean, you save on air conditioner bills, but if you like it sunny and warm and you want to be at the beach, Huntington Beach, Long Beach, bada boom, bada bing. You know, it's cloudy, temperatures in the 60s
June's
most of the
not
day.
your month, then, is what you're
June is
saying.
not your month. May and June, the cloudiest months in Los Angeles. We'll get into this more coming up in a flip side, right?
Looking forward to it. Thank you. Alex?
All right, thanks, guys. Let's take a look at the radar across the Northeast. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning into parts of New Hampshire. Let's take you up there. This Lone Ranger out there near Laconia, working up towards Belknap and Carroll counties. Now, it's followed by another one just east of New London. Notice that one's producing some heavy rainfall as well, and some lightning. Not much lightning with this storm, but you could see some small hail or some gusty winds. So maybe not much of a Lone Ranger as a partner in crime to that other
So there was a Tonto.
There was a Tonto. There was a Tonto to that Lone Ranger. Now, down into Florida, notice the scattered rain showers generally through parts of South Florida and really following right along the Keys. So it may not be the most beautiful drive there.
All right, folks, let's sound off. Alex, Michael, and Justin Abraham making an appearance tonight. Ryan Davidson is off. So, Justin, how's Twitter doing tonight?
Pretty good. A lot of people have tropic-related questions. Obviously,
Okay, we've got the man with the answers tonight with Michael Lowry in the house. So
let's start with our first question from JT. Is the weather to the west of a hurricane always nice with low humidity? And if so, does that also apply to tropical storms?
No, it's not always nice to the west of a hurricane. In fact, I mean, if it's a traditional hurricane, the weather on the west side can be pretty bad, almost as bad as the weather on the east side. But what happens in June and October is these storms that get pushed through, especially with Florida, are ushered through by a cold front. And so usually what happens is you have a front that comes through and then sweeps away all of that warm, moist air. And so what's left behind are sunny skies. And that's why I always tell people, like, you don't want to stay first of all, even if you want to stay and ride out a hurricane, afterwards, it's just hot, the power's out. It's not really comfortable to be where a hurricane is just
very
struck.
few exceptions.
Yeah.
I will remember, though, you were talking about the cold fronts. Wilma?
Yes.
In 2005, I had to put on a jacket.
Yeah.
In Naples, Florida. It got so cold after the cold front there.
Wow. Next question's from River. He wants to know, were there any tornadoes across Florida because of Colin?
I think we had one.
We did have one,
we had
yeah.
Confirmed tornado, right?
Yeah, we did.
I think Forbes just sent out the email earlier this afternoon.
Jacksonville area, yeah. In fact, the video from that, I don't know if we have the video, but it's pretty incredible if we want to show the video from this.
Okay, it's in our video 6-pack.
Okay.
It's the
All right.
backyard tornado where you can see. So people on Twitter who follow us, they're like, Michael, I've seen it.
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, we've also been showing it, but it is
He's
cool
had
stuff.
things he's been doing, folks. He's been busy.
People are like, Michael, what have you been doing all day?
I'm not watching the show.
I believe that was rated an EF1 tornado.
It was. And next question from Zach. He asks, after Colin, when do you think we'll see the next storm?
It's a great question, Zach. You know, I was saying this last night, and people probably tired of hearing me say this, but you get tropical systems like bananas. They kind of come in bunches, and it's because of the MJO, which is this wave that moves across the atmosphere. Every 45 to 60 days, we see a sort of clustering of activity, and we've been in a positive phase of that. We're going to move out of that. So I think, you know, we're going to kind of be in a quiet period the next few weeks. Doesn't mean we won't see anything, but overall, we're going to be in a more quiet period.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for your questions this evening. Keep sending them. WUTV is the hashtag you can use. We'll answer more of your questions tonight. All right, right now I want to take you right on into NASCAR country. This is the Exalta 400 this weekend. Well, couldn't find a break in the rain and the fog to start the race. Kurt Busch, though, ends up winning the race, which was rescheduled on Monday. But look at the fog. I mean, it was just a mess here at Pocono, wasn't it? Ugh. That's nothing. You guys are racing on slicks, too. Like, can't need traction. All right, weather in play. Let's talk about it. Let's take you to the Firekeepers Casino 400 here. This happening in Michigan International Speedway on Sunday, middle of the afternoon. The forecast is truly awesome. Look at this. Numbers that'll be in the 70s and a lot of sunshine to go around. Let's say hello to the St. Jude Classic here in Memphis. First couple of rounds are warm. Look at Friday's forecast for round 2. 96 degrees and not a cloud in the sky. Hydrate, 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 or you're really going to get sick. You're going to pass out in weather like this. Saturday, evening thunderstorms and 97 degrees, and then 97 on Sunday for the final round. Oh my goodness. I got a feeling here. We're not going to, with temperatures like that, I think the scores are not going to be very low. I'm just going to make that prediction now. All right, 148 Belmont Stakes here in New York. Forecast looks fantastic. Dry and fast track. Temperatures in the 70s. And again, nothing but sunshine. That's a look at weather in play right now. We take you to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. By the way, Penguins won last night. They are maybe one win away from another championship here in the Steel City. If they do it on Thursday, it's going to be the first championship actually won in Pittsburgh since the Pirates did it back in 1960. Get this, a little stat that we got from our Dr. Greg Forbes. They've had 11 championships in Pittsburgh when you combined all their sports, all on the road. And consider the Steelers have 6, and they played the Super Bowl at a neutral site. But everyone else won on the road.
Well,
so Penguins could be making Pittsburgh history.
Says a bitter Flyers fan. Says the most bitter Flyers fan ever. Oh, go get them, Penguins. That is a cool stat, though. I liked that. That is interesting. I didn't realize they'd all won on the road. So, all right, Pittsburgh, enjoy your party at home this year, because next year we're coming for you. Maybe not. Maybe not. Don't quote me on that, but we'll try. All right. Hey, let's take a look at the weekend forecast, because you're thinking, all right, it's Tuesday, right? I'm already feeling like I'm ready to start weekend. Got 3 more days left of work, and then you've got some thunderstorms across parts of the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic, really. Back in the Ohio Valley, so Pittsburgh could get in on some thunderstorms. Same for Cleveland. Now we look at Seattle with 64 and rain showers. By Sunday, New York, morning thunderstorms. Atlanta, 97 with sunshine, 87 in Denver, and 74 in LA.
This is what I own, a wetsuit and cloth. So it's a tragedy, but I'm alive.
Lucky to be alive indeed. Coast Guard had to rescue Mauricio Gonzalez and his mother from their houseboat during Tropical Storm Colin on Monday. The $45,000 boat eventually sank just off of Bradenton Beach, Florida.
Ooh, nearly a dozen other vessels broke free from their moorings during the tropical storm. Florida's Gulf Coast still dealing with some rain and thunderstorms today, really into central Florida as well. So we've even seen some along the East Coast. The good news is today they're pretty widely scattered.
It is. It's not been a fun go for us in Florida, no question about that. Hey, folks, thanks for for staying with us right here on Weather Underground. Glad you could join us. I'm Mike Bettis.
And I'm Alex Wilson. Today, post-tropical storm Colin makes its exit. It's out of here, but the impact's still being felt from what was once a wide-reaching tropical storm. Here are the stats on post-tropical, or PT Colin. Is that what we call it in the biz? No, it's not.
Do you?
No, with 60 miles.
You can start that. That could be a thing.
PT Colin. Like it's kind of like sportsy. I don't know.
It sounds like a TV
Physical
character.
Therapist.
Physical therapist too,
Yeah,
right?
that too. There's a look at the forecast from this final advisory. Notice it is moving out into the northern Atlantic.
Here is what we know right now about Colin. 10,000 people without power in Georgia, South Carolina, and along Florida's Gulf Coast. The Coast Guard has just reopened the port of Tampa.
Skyway Bridge over Tampa Bay also reopened this afternoon, and Florida Governor Rick Scott, he's urging people to drain any standing water around their property to avoid the spread of mosquitoes. And much of central Florida still dealing with some of those showers and storms in the wake of Colin.
Meteorologist Chris Warren tracking conditions for us tonight.
We've been driving around the Orlando area. We're near Kissimmee, Florida, which is just south of Orlando. And we've been watching some showers firing up. Earlier, the theme parks got crushed by a heavy shower, but the good news is it didn't last too long. You look to the sky and you can see if the clouds are building. As we're going over one of the streets here, we're on an overpass. And as you look overhead, you can see some of the clouds have kind of a wispy look to it. But beyond that, some of the other clouds that have more of that cauliflower look, more of that crisp kind of clean look right here, that gives you an idea, lets you know that these clouds are still building, even though there's a little bit of wispy in front of it. So that's the story. We've been seeing some of the showers, some sunshine. Things could have been much worse with all of the rain parts of Central and South Florida have had lately. The water is prime for flooding. The ground is prime for flooding, to see a lot of water, I should say. So the storm came through quickly. Tropical Storm Colin is long gone now, but the shower's still firing up. If they were to linger longer, that would be an issue. So consider it fortunate, people here, at least if you've had a few days of vacation and a few more, it looks like things are going to be salvageable. But this time of year, you have to expect at least a shower or two and a thunderstorm from time to time in Florida. Just south of Orlando, I'm meteorologist Chris Warren. Back to you.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Rain and thunderstorms, as Chris mentioned, working through parts of Florida. There's the Orlando area. Notice south of there, we've seen a few of those showers, actually right on the west side of town, now drifting slowly to the south. We've also got some of that activity down into the West Palm Beach area. Notice a few spotty showers, a little heavier stuff off to the north and west of Fort Pierce. And notice we do have a few rain showers now closing in on Miami. Some heavier rain here just to the west of Miami. This would be north and west of the Country Walk area. Mike.
All right, well, no rest for Florida this week, because guess what? More rain is on the way. Could you believe it? So Michael Lowry, hurricane specialist, joining us again. No rest for anyone here, Michael. Here we go with another disturbance right after Colin.
Yeah, let's get to this. There's the latest on Colin. Obviously, the last advisory written. It's now post-tropical, meaning that it's lost its tropical characteristics. It's not getting its energy from the ocean. It's getting it from the atmosphere. But if we look at the visible picture and the track of this, you can see that the tail of the moisture, if we go to the next stop, Justin, extending all the way down into parts of Florida. Now, this isn't Colin per se. It's more of a broad trough of low pressure that hangs down from what's left of Colin. But
it's like the tail on a kite.
Exactly.
It's not really the kite, but it's a little bit of it.
A little bit of it. And then you can see how there aren't many clouds north of I-4, but south of I-4, which kind of splits the peninsula there in Florida, that's where all of our tropical moisture is. And if we go to the next graphic, you can see that that is the problem here, is that we have a lot of rich tropical moisture that's still feeding up from the southwest. And Mike, there is a mid-level disturbance that our models are showing middle part of the week. There's a little bit of spin about 5,000 feet up into the atmosphere, but none of the models are really showing that getting down to the surface.
So at this point, low chance you think this will become Danielle, our next
very low chance. It's really going to be moving toward Florida pretty quickly, and the upper level conditions generally, once again, not favorable. And again, our models just aren't showing a very strong area of low pressure. But nevertheless,
where's Colin? The models on Colin really honed in on it days in advance.
I was impressed. The models models really latched on to Colin and Bonnie pretty early on. I mean, they handled them pretty well, so we'll see if that is a good trend that continues for the hurricane season. But what this means for Florida is that south of I-4, well, anyway, we're around I-4, that's going to sort of bounce back and forth. You're looking at additional rainfall through pretty much the end of the week.
Feel bad for Florida. This has not been a good start to the hurricane season so far.
It's been a rainy year for South Florida, really because of El Nino. Yeah.
Right. Michael, thank you very much. Here's what else is on tap tonight here on Weather Underground. We've got Coast to Coast, Up to the Minute, and your video 6-pack. So up next, Coast to Coast. Is there a difference between the Gulf Coast and the Atlantic coast of Florida when it comes to tropical storms and hurricanes? We're going to head to the lab next. It's mano a mano. Plus, up to the minute, as in up to the minute information. The government gets social for a good reason. We're going to show you why they're getting pretty good at it, too. And it's not too late to cast your vote for a best video of the day. Your top two contenders are Bolted and Backyard Tornado. Watch these videos on Weather Underground's Twitter feed and vote in the poll. Results are coming up.
Ram trucks are built to work, to play, tow, and haul. They're built to get the job done and go the distance. Ram trucks are built to be America's longest-lasting pickups.
Get 0% APR for 60 months or $8,250 in total values on the purchase of 2016 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab models in stock the longest.
More people are driving Ram trucks than ever before. Guts Glory Ram.
They're more than just a pet. So protect them with K9 Advantix 2. It kills fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes. K9 Advantix 2 for the love of dog.
Never underestimate the power of Energizer. Our longest lasting Energizer Max ever.
When you buy something from LL Bean, we want you to like it for a long time. Our products are made to perform in the backcountry or just out back, because nature never disappoints, and neither do we.
You ever feel like you're spinning? Like you're stuck in the same place in life, just going round and round and round? Yeah, man. Been there.
No, actually spinning.
Oh, we can fix that by going to Midas. They have a great selection of tires. Sorry, Doug, I thought you were trying to get deep.
Get up to $70 back on 4 select Michelin, Goodyear, or Cooper tires, and up to an additional $70 back with a Midas credit card. Make an appointment today at Midas.com.
Meet Kyle. You name it. Dust, pollen,
and pet dander.
He's allergic to it.
Stanley Steamer is the first carpet cleaning service to be certified asthma and allergy friendly, eliminating an average of 94% of common household allergens like dust, pollen, and pet dander for a cleaner, healthier home.
Goodbye, Mr. Steamer.
Bye, Kyle.
Call now about our $99 carpet cleaning special.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer, your certified cleaner.
What's it like to be in good hands? Like finding new ways to be taken care of.
Home, car, life insurance, obviously. Oh.
But with added touches you can't get everywhere else, like claim-free rewards or safe driving bonus checks. Oh, yes. Even a claim satisfaction guarantee. In means protection plus unique extras. Only from an expert Allstate agent.
It's good to be in good hands.
A generation has grown up trusting the Weather Channel, relying on us for the most trusted storm coverage.
There is still a lot of flooding.
There's a tornado. Whoa.
And now choosing us as the highest-ranked TV news brand. Where you get your weather matters. So thank you for trusting the leading experts in weather.
7 days a week, AMHQ is right here and weather ready.
Let me get you ready for the day weather-wise.
AMHQ, every morning starting at 5 on the Weather Channel.
Welcome back to Weather Underground. I want to take you down to Florida, where we've got showers moving into South Florida. Also the east coast of Florida seeing some of that activity, and even parts of the southwestern section of the state. Now, here's the good news. We're not looking at swamping rains. For the most part, these are moving. They have been a little bit slow at times, but for the most part, these showers are drifting off towards the north and east. They're going to be crossing over I-95. Might notice a few areas with some heavier downpours, but for the most part, anywhere you're seeing that green or light green, that's light to moderate rain. It's not until you get into those oranges and reds where you really get those tropical downpours. One of those on the west side of Miami. But this is what it looked like 24 hours ago across the Tampa-St. Pete area. Colin bringing heavy rain, gusty winds, not to mention large waves slamming into the shore. So we have seen improvement today, Mike, in terms of the fact that at least there's scattered rain showers. We're seeing some sunshine.
Thank goodness. So we've had 2 storms that have hit the U.S. so far this season. One on the Atlantic side, one on the Gulf side. We're in the lab now with our hurricane specialist, Michael Lau. We're talking specifically Florida, Michael. There is a big difference between what happens on the Atlantic side and what happens on the Gulf side.
There is, and when you look at the tracks, it sort of gives you an idea. These are the East Coast tracks of what's happening in the atmosphere to steer storms the way they're going. You can see for our East Coast landfalls, you know, we have a good collection of them, but they tend to cluster during the peak months of the season. So August, September, not quite so much into October. We'll talk about that in a second. It's because we have big, strong, high pressure here over the Atlantic, and tropical storms and tropical cyclones, hurricanes, tropical storms, they're actually, when you look at what's steering them, it's pretty simple. It's pretty basic. It's like if you put a cork in a stream and you have a big boulder in the stream. The cork is just going to sort of follow the bottom part of that boulder, and for the Atlantic, it's the high pressure. It's a subtropical ridge of high pressure that's steering those systems to the west because we have clockwise flow around the high pressure, and that is generally strongest in August and September.
But when you look at then the Gulf Coast and the west coast of Florida, and over the last 100 years, it's a completely different pattern. And what happens here on the west coast?
Well, you can see a general southwest to northeast direction of the storm motion here. What you have is during the early and during the late months of the season, so June and October especially, is you have cold fronts that come down into the Gulf of Mexico, and they pick up these systems that either are in the Caribbean or in the Gulf, and the trough of low pressure, or the dip in the jet stream, that jet stream flow is what's actually steering this. So the storms that you're seeing here, most of these storms have occurred in either June or October. In fact, 66% of the storms, the 15 that we have here on the map that have hit Florida from the west coast, occurred during sort of these fringe months, the early part of the season and the late part of the season. And Mike, too, the storms can be generated by those cold fronts as well. We saw this with Bonnie a few weeks ago, and you know, it's again, this is both a steering thing and also what's producing, what's driving the system itself.
So a lot more on the Atlantic side than the Gulf side. And when you take a look, though, at the strike frequency, that plays out as well. Tampa has been literally decades since we've been hit by a hurricane.
It has, you know, but there's no good reason. There's no reason why a storm can't hit Tampa, and it will happen. I mean, 1921 was the last time we had really big storm in Tampa, and think of how much population growth there's been in that region. Millions of people in that region.
Just a matter of time. Yeah, Michael, thank you. Let's send it back to the cave now. Here's Justin.
Hey, Mike. Hey, everybody. We are going to answer your questions coming up on Sounding Off in just a few minutes. So if you have a question for us, head over to Twitter and use the hashtag WUTV, like Darren, who wants to ask us this question. If a named storm crosses from one ocean to another, say, for example, the Atlantic to Pacific, does its name change or stay the same? We're going to answer that question coming up in a little bit. Mike, back to you.
All right, before we go to break, though, let's test your Weather Underground IQ. At what category on the Saffir-Simpson scale is a hurricane considered a major hurricane? Category 2, 3, or 4? Answer coming up next.
Welcome to Stouffer's Fit Kitchen. Prime cuts of meat, 25 grams of protein, and savory mouth-watering sides. It's the perfect balance of delicious and nutritious, making it just the right fit for you. Stouffer's Fit Kitchen meals. This is fit.
My experience with USAA is awesome. Homeowners insurance, life insurance, automobile insurance. I spent 20 years active duty. They still refer to me as gunnery sergeant when I call. Being a USAA member because of my service in the military, to pass that on to my kids, something that makes me happy. My name is Roger Zapata, and I'm a USAA member for life.
USAA. We know what it means to serve. Get an insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
If time is infinite, why is there never enough of it?
A John Deere One Family tractor with Quick Park lets you attach and go. iMatch Quick Hitch gives you more time for what you love, so it takes less work to do more work. Auto Connect Drive Over Mower Deck? Done. They're not making any more land, but there's plenty of time if you know where to look. Now you can own a 1E subcompact tractor for just $99 a month. Learn more at your John Deere dealer.
I love my shop, but my back pain was making it hard to sleep and open up on time. Then I found Aleve PM.
The only one to combine a safe sleep aid plus the 12-hour pain-relieving strength of Aleve.
Now, I'm back.
Aleve PM for a better AM.
Every day you get to accept things as they are or take responsibility for changing them.
The people of Flint, Michigan, it's like we don't matter.
It's such a real issue that's right in front of us.
Climate, environment, science, technology. Let's have a conversation. And together, we can solve these things.
23.5 degrees tonight at 11 on the Weather Channel.
So, Tampa, was I right? Yeah.
Florida's most ways to play. Go to visitTampaBay.com.
Welcome to paradise. For $250, all the pressure's off. Cabela's Polar Cap Equalizer Cooler. Great price. Lifetime guarantee. That's practical. Waterproof. Windproof. And for $130, weatherman proof. Cabela's Rainy River Parka. Great price. Lifetime guarantee. That's practical.
Their trip of a lifetime became a fight to make it home alive. Extreme weather. The Survivors. Sunday nights at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Wednesday, thunderstorms, high 87. Rainfall near an inch. Locally heavy rainfall possible. Wednesday night, thunderstorms early, low 76. Locally heavy rainfall possible. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Before the break, we tested your Woo IQ. The question, at what category on the Saffir-Simpson scale is a hurricane considered a major hurricane? The answer, category 3. All right, folks, Tampa Bay area took a big hit from Tropical Storm Colin. I want to see how people out there, including you, have done. So let's get personal and invite in Dan Vasterling. He is a personal weather station owner in St. Petersburg, Florida. Dan, thanks so much for being part of the show this evening. Let's talk Colin. We know that the Tampa Bay area took a pretty decent hit. Tell us about what the conditions were like where you are.
We had quite a bit of interesting squalls that came through. We had several that were over 7 inches an hour, which are pretty good rain. That's the house starts to roar at 7 inches, so it's pretty good sound. Lots of lightning. This morning, my wife got up to go to work and was going, "Should I go to work today?"
What was it like the day after? Roads okay?
Well, we're pretty high here in downtown St. Petersburg.
When you say we're pretty high, I mean, seriously, like what's that? 5, 6, 10 feet? What is that?
No, I'm at 55 feet above sea level. Yes. So everything flows downhill from here. So today we were out driving around. We went to the beach. A lot of palm fronds down. some standing water. It was a lot of the beaches that we went to pick up shells. We had family visiting. We went to pick up shells, and there was no beach. It was all water. It was just really, the wind has pushed all of that storm water into the bay, and it's really taken over the beach for quite a few of the places that we wanted to go.
Dan, how big of a concern is it for you, or give us a sense for the people of Tampa Bay? How concerned are they about tropical systems? Knowing we had the brush with this one, it's been a long, long time since the area's had a hurricane. Is there a worry? Is a storm like this a wake-up call?
It really depends on where you live. If you're by the water, those people are a lot more in tune to the weather when it's coming, because the storm affects them significantly more than where I am in downtown, because we have all these trees and homes around us to help break the wind. So while I may be only showing a 20 or 25 mile an hour wind gusts on my weather gauge outside, the people at the beach might be showing 40 or 50 miles an hour. So we don't really get the same impact as those guys.
Yeah, really, really excellent point. And I think everyone that lives along the beaches is so populated that now really has to pay attention. Dan, thanks so much for being with us this evening. Good to talk to you. And by the way, if you're like Dan and you're a personal weather station owner who uploads your conditions to Weather Underground, you want to be part of the show, send us an email, WUTV@wonderground.com. Give us your location, your personal weather station ID, and we will take it from there. All right, let's sound off this evening, answer some of your questions. Alex is here, Michael is here, Justin is here as well, taking all your questions.
Definitely. Our first question from Darren tonight. He wants to know if a named storm crosses from one ocean to the other, say for example the Atlantic to Pacific, does its name change or does it stay the same?
So it used to be that when a storm crossed over from one ocean to another, that the name would change. But now, if that happens and you can see the system entirely, in other words, it doesn't dissipate, but you can track its low-level circulation, it actually keeps its name as it goes into the other ocean.
So you could conceivably have the same letter twice.
That's correct. It hasn't happened yet since they changed the rule.
Yeah. Awesome. Next question from Bill. He wants to know, what's the chance the red clump down by Cuba becomes the next named TD?
The red clump. I'm going to use that, Bill, in my updates. Very, very low. Very low. Not expecting any development out of that.
One more quick one?
Sure. From Keegan, he asks, do tropical systems have the ability to affect storms in other parts of the country?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You know, we get what we say the remnants of tropical systems can affect states inland, far inland, like Kentucky and Tennessee, Vermont with Irene, all of the flooding there. So yes, you don't have to necessarily be a state that borders the ocean to see the impacts from a tropical system.
I think it was Hurricane Ike that caused the biggest power outage in Ohio history, if I recall.
Good little
heavy
tidbit
rain
there.
in Pennsylvania too. They can interact with those frontal boundaries or all sorts of stuff.
Exactly.
So.
Thank you everyone for your questions. All right, a lot more to come here on Weather Underground tonight. Is it Bolted or Backyard Tornado? Who's going to walk away with the title tonight?
And up next, we go old school. Dave Schwartz is back with his flip side.
This program brought to you by Jardiance Tablets.
That's life. That's what people say. You're riding high in April and shot down in May. I know I'm gonna change that.
That's life. You diet, you exercise. And if you still need help lowering your blood sugar, this is Jardiance. Along with diet and exercise, Jardiance works around the clock to lower blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes. This can help you lower blood sugar and A1C. And although it's not for weight loss or lowering systolic blood pressure, Jardiance could help with both. Jardiance can cause serious side effects, including dehydration. This may cause you to feel dizzy, faint, or lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that can be life-threatening. Symptoms include nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, and trouble breathing. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of ketoacidosis or an allergic reaction. Symptoms of an allergic reaction include rash, swelling, and difficulty breathing or swallowing. Do not take Jardiance if you are on dialysis or have severe kidney problems. Other side effects are genital yeast infections, kidney problems, increased bad cholesterol, and urinary tract infections, which may be serious. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Tell your doctor about all the medicines you take and if you have any medical conditions. So So talk to your doctor, and for more information, visit Jardiance.com.
After a long day, Jen stops working. But her Aleve doesn't.
Hey, Mom!
Because Aleve can last 4 hours longer than Tylenol 8 Hour. What will you do with your Aleve hours?
You can check on them. You can worry about them. You can even choose a car for them.
Honey, are you okay? I'm okay.
Love.
We're okay.
It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
There's something different at your grocery store. It's grain-free and made just for pets. It's Rachel Ray Nutrish Zero Grain with zero grains, glutens, or fillers. Made with simple, natural ingredients like real meat or fish, which is always the #1 ingredient. With Zero Grain, you can get a grain-free recipe for your pet without a special trip. Nutrish, real recipes, real ingredients, real good.
Well, well, look at that. Someone is carrying locally grown produce, picked at peak of season freshness. Guess who it could be? Better yet, try it at Walmart's low prices.
I'll you back. Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous!
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening!
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Shut up.
Shut up!
That's why State Farm is there.
What a day.
With car insurance for when things go wrong.
What a day!
But also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.
We know you have a morning routine. We have one too. 7 days a week, AMHQ is right here and weather ready with Jim Cantori, Stephanie Abrams, Jen Carfagno, and the rest of AMHQ.
Let's get right to what you want, and that is the weather.
AMHQ, every morning starting at 5 on the Weather Channel.
Closed captioning brought to you by Beltone, your premier hearing care partner.
Beltone is conducting a new trial on innovative hearing technology. You will be asked to evaluate a remarkable product that's virtually invisible. Call 1-800-BELTONE.
Welcome back, everyone. Time for some rapid weather recap of our 3 big stories of the day, 30 seconds each. We bring in Michael Lowry for Colin, or what's left of
already.
Colin.
That was
Michael,
quick.
all yours.
I wasn't expecting that. All right, Colin, we are officially done with it as a tropical system, but look at here. You have a tail of moisture, clouds and storms that extend down into Florida there, where we're continuing to see some isolated showers, but this is, like Mike was saying, kind of like the tail on a kite. This is loosely now associated with this tropical system that is moving out the way. Oh, I advanced this. That's good to know. You can see these showers and storms. We're going to have those lingering around Florida now for the next day or two, and then this system as a whole, done with it, moving out to sea, so no more Colin, and we have maybe a little bit of a break here in the tropics.
Do you want me to do it?
There you go.
Here, I should have been the weird arm in the background
She was
helping
totally
you
creeping
out.
on you there.
Hey, everybody, I'll get the button. Let's talk about the Northeast. I'm just helpful, everybody. Showers and thunderstorms rolling through parts of New England. Notice, yeah, get in there, button creep. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning up in New Hampshire.
I thought you said something else.
Mutton?
I thought you left out the O-N.
That too. Let's talk about the future radar. Even into tomorrow morning, we could still see some showers there into western PA and western New York. Here's your evening forecast. Severe chance through northeast PA up into Maine. There's the severe threat. Anything will be spotty. Our producer's shaking his head. We've done
He's
well.
like off
He's
the
like
rails
he's getting
officially.
the hook.
All right, folks, let's talk heat, and big-time heat at that. Jet stream going well to the north here, so this week some sizzle for sure. Look at the color contours here. Yellows, oranges, reds, burnt red in there. We're talking temperatures in some spots may go 20 to 25 degrees above average. Look at those numbers. Upper 90s in the high plains. 95 KC on Friday. 88 in Cincinnati. Little Rock, you'll do 95 degrees. Go into the weekend now. 99 Omaha and Rapid City. 97 in Louisville. 96 degrees for you in Atlanta. You're going to be begging for the AC. St. Louis approaching 100 by this weekend. All right, my time is up, so let's take you right now into Atlanta, Georgia. as we go coast to coast, starting on the Eastern time zone. You got fair skies right now.
Do you know what they call Atlanta?
Hotlanta.
They do. They call it Hotlanta.
And it is going to be hot the next couple of days,
so
Alex.
Hot. Bettis.
They should rename it to Hotlanta.
They should put it on the sign.
They should. Do you know why we say that, folks? Because our producer, Rich, hates it.
Oh, he hates it
and so we
much.
love just like turning the screws on him and say Hotlanta.
His head's all red and it's steaming and he's saying
like,
next, but I'm really enjoying this view of Hotlanta.
I love it too. I love Hotlanta. St. Louis, it's the gateway to the West, but it's no Hotlanta.
No, it's not quite as hot,
it's
is it?
79 degrees with fair skies there as you look over the mighty Mississippi. From St. Louis, we're taking to Phoenix, and now it's hot in Phoenix, but they don't call it Hotex.
They could.
They call it.
It just doesn't have the ring.
It doesn't have the ring of Hotlanta, does it? Triple digits for you right now in Phoenix. Then our final stop is San Francisco. They don't call it Hot Frisco.
No, they don't.
No.
Because
that
it's
wouldn't
also
make
63
any sense.
degrees.
Yeah, it's foggy there. They need some sunshine, some heat, like Hotlanta.
Like Hotlanta. Where is it? Justin, I'm going to have Justin make me the map tomorrow.
Our producer's going to quit.
Yeah.
He's like, this is it.
That's the story of how there's no weather underground on Wednesday, because Rich just left. So if left to our own devices, it could be pretty interesting. But we've got showers and thunderstorms moving through parts of Florida. You've seen them now. Guess what? They'll still be there later into the overnight, especially through central and south Florida. That's where the best chance of cloud cover showers is, up into the northern sections. That's where we may wake up to a little more sunshine. Atlanta 62. Hotlanta 62. Memphis tomorrow afternoon. Notice just a few clouds overhead. 87 degrees, 92 in Jackson. Same for Montgomery. So the heat increasing. It's going to be sticking around. Let's take you to the Hotlanta forecast. Not super hot, but it's going to get hotter, so don't worry. Mainly clear, temps around 86. Morning temperatures in the upper 60s. By the afternoon, we'll be in the 80s. I took that out so Rich couldn't yell at me. Now we can go back to the northeast where we've got rain showers and thunderstorms. I did need time cues. It actually just fell out of my ear. Showers and thunderstorms working through parts of New England overnight. Notice tomorrow morning we could still see some wet weather, lingering cloud cover into New York State. Afternoon temperatures cool and crisp, dare I say. 57 in Binghamton, 62 for Buffalo. Mike.
Dave Schwartz back now with his flip side. Dave, you teased us with a little June gloom in California.
Yeah, June gloom. This is a cloudy, especially right along the coast and into some of the valleys, too.
How does this work?
How does this work? Well, we've got warm, dry, high pressure aloft. Okay? We've got cool waters. 60 degrees is our water temperature in the Pacific Ocean at Los Angeles.
Okay.
Well, this lowest level of the air gets moisturized, clouds form, and there's a cap above that. So it doesn't disperse, and you end up with this stratus cloud layer. And the westerly winds, or the Catalina low, bring it inland. How deeply inland into the valleys, that's more than we can go into here now.
Depends on the strength of the Catalina low.
Right.
Most likely.
Right, and how strong the high is, and how cold the water is. Now, interesting this blew my mind. Here in downtown Los Angeles at noon today, it was 68 degrees. At the airport, it was 65.
Okay.
An hour north of LA in Lancaster, 101 degrees.
Gee.
Right?
Right.
These are our average highs. So the closer to the coast you are this time of year, the much cooler it is. That's the airport on the coast. That's downtown. You know what the record high is for LAX?
No idea.
How persistent this pattern is? 77
That's it?
for
Wow.
today.
Impressive.
77 degrees. June gloom. If it lasts into July, it's no sky July. Worse than that, it's a summer bummer.
We don't have that in LA. David, thank you very much.
You bet, man.
Let's roll out and make way for always sunny Alexandra Wilson.
Oh, thanks. I'm from near Philadelphia, so it kind of makes sense. By the way, Dave, I love your pieces of flair. I need to get some more pieces of flair for tomorrow's show. Video six-pack. Let's get into it because we've got to count you down and then reveal your vote. We start with these storm clouds creeping in like my hand to the button behind poor Michael Lowry. Ellsworth, Pennsylvania. Lisa shot this, sent it into us, and we got reports of hail and wind damage from the storms in the western part of the state this week. Number 5. Get a look at Colin from above. Marlins man, the famous fan you may have seen wearing bright orange Marlins gear at all kinds of different sporting events. Well, he was behind the camera for this one. You may have been sitting next to Marlin man over 37,000 feet above the storm. I wasn't sitting next to him. Thank you to the lady who opened the window next to me when I was on my flight, because the window was closed and I don't like not knowing where I am. So I kind of just looked around and she was like, here, look out the window. You get a view like that. Number 4, Colin looked calm from above, but this is what it looked like in Sarasota County on the ground. Siesta Key is what you're looking at. Palm trees being blown by the wind. Some roads were underwater from that rain. Number 3, Woody's Table of 2. Well, maybe not today. Waterfront restaurant in St. Petersburg, and you can see it became a little more than waterfront thanks to Tropical Storm Colin. The company seemed to be good sports about it, though, because they posted on their Instagram page that Woody's is so close to the water, your burger gets wet, along with a photo of waves crashing into the dining area. That makes sense. That I would think that a burger there would get wet.
But I would like to think that today is a drier day for Woody's.
I like to think that Woody's patio looks a little bit better. Woody's, send us your picture.
Yeah, well, it's like to see a new updated photo.
Yeah.
All right, so 2 videos vying for number 1 tonight. It was bolted. That's an awesome lightning strike. And then backyard tornado surveillance camera capturing a tornado in Florida.
Yeah, if you were watching earlier, this is the one that Michael Lowry alluded to. There's the vote.
Very close.
And bolted takes the win.
How was this doing through the day, Justin? Was there a clear winner all day?
It was close the entire time. 51-49 bolted pretty much the entire afternoon.
Bolted edges it out by just a strike.
A little bit. So let's take you to the tornado. This right in an EF1 tornado hitting in Jacksonville, Florida. You can see the patio furniture goes flying. Some of it's broken.
Yeah.
Looks like pieces of fence and maybe the parts of the roof taken off as well.
And at times, no visibility due to the really, really heavy blinding rain. And by the time all is said and done, yeah, you can see that patio furniture now in pieces. So your number 1 vote, Bolted, takes the top spot. Wow. This is in Honduras. And Rebecca posted this great shot on the Weather Underground Facebook page, and that caught a lot of people off guard.
I love how it illuminates the water. And then that vivid purple color, that's spectacular. Thank you, everyone who voted it number 1 tonight. We agree.
I like it.
Well
done.
All right, we had 3 named tropical systems already this year, so how will that impact the rest of the hurricane season?
And we're going to give it our best guess, really, coming up in today's version of Over Under, and you can play along too. Go to @WeatherUnder or Wonderground right now. Look for the questions. Do it.
Our Twitter's blowing up. Lots
Is
of
it?
votes on the Twitter poll tonight, right?
Hundreds of votes on this.
Are you getting crazy tweets?
We need
status?
1 million votes in the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, get to it.
Everyone, go to Twitter, vote a cajillion times.
This program brought to you by Jet.com. Visit Jet.com and see how much you can save today.
And so, my new packing robot will make jet warehouses even more efficient and save shoppers money.
Genius.
Oh no. Charlene? No, Charlene! No! Charlene! Why is she wearing earrings?
Charlene. Why is it a she?
At Jet.com, we always find innovative ways to save. Get 15% off your first order.
Spring is a pretty good season. It's sort of invigorating, and the change in the weather is fascinating.
Spring weather is that transitional season where we start to see thunderstorms develop.
The weather is really changeable in the springtime, and you get pretty exciting storms. I mean, that's something that I just really love.
My appreciation for spring weather has grown immensely at the Weather Channel. Severe weather is so fascinating to see it develop. If you love the weather as much as we do, join us at weloveweather.tv.
To you, they're more than just a pet. So protect them with Canine Advantix 2. It kills fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes. Canine Advantix 2 for the love of dog.
When the First Response Team of America hits the road, every minute counts and every mile matters. Because when severe weather breaks out, they rush in to tornado-ravaged towns.
Houses literally obliterated.
Their mission, rescue.
We've got a lot of equipment in town.
Rebuild.
A little bit of heavy lifting.
And restore hope.
Thank you!
Follow the team's journey this tornado season on the Weather Channel and weather.com. The First Response Team of America and Ram Trucks, powering the road to recovery.
Glad Force Flex. Extra strong to avoid rips and tears. Be happy. It's Glad.
What's it like to be in good hands? Man, it's like pure power at your fingertips. Like the power to earn Allstate reward points every time I drive. Want my number? And cash back for driving safe. And the power to automatically find your car. I see you, car. And I got the power to know who's coming and when if I break down. You must be Jerry. Hey, N means getting more from your car insurance with the all-powerful DriveWise app.
It's good to be in good hands.
Incredible bladder protection and a pad this thin? I didn't think it would work, but it does. It's called Always Discreet for bladder leaks. The super absorbent core turns liquid to gel. I know I'm wearing it, but no one else will. Always Discreet for bladder leaks.
Never underestimate the power of Energizer. Our longest-lasting Energizer Max ever.
You always dreamed of a trip to Athens, Greece. You accidentally booked a flight to Athens, Georgia.
With Travelocity, there's no fee to cancel or rebook most flights within 24 hours.
Travelocity. Wander wisely.
This day in weather history, June 6, 2013. Tropical storm Andrea makes landfall in the Big Bend of Florida. It brings about 10 brief tornadoes to the state, but heavy rain and flooding turn out to be the main impact from the storm, with nearly 14 inches of rain falling at North Miami Beach the following day. All right, so you got to take a look at this. What a busy Atlantic hurricane season it has been already. 3 named storms, 1 hurricane. That was Alex, formed back in January. Then Tropical Storm Bonnie last week, and then we had, that happened in Carolinas, and then we had just this week Colin hitting us in Florida, the earliest C-named storm we've ever had. So it brings us to a special edition, a special tropical edition of Over Under. Everyone's here, including our hurricane specialist, Michael Lowry.
He's nervous.
It's warm in here.
He's like, are you feeling pressure?
Yeah, I don't know about this.
All you have to do is this or this. Over or under.
What if I do
all
this?
Right? That's hard. It's like down the middle. All
do
right, so a couple of questions for all of us this evening, okay? So first one is, we're going to predict the number of named storms this season. So let's give you the number, okay? It's going to be 12, right, Justin?
It's going to be 12.
We're going to 12. Over or under 12 names. That's the average in a normal Atlantic Basin season. Over or under 12 for the season.
Oh. I'm going to go over.
Over. This is the easy one for me. Over.
Yeah. I'm with you too. 3 already.
Yeah.
And it's only the first week of June.
I'm going to over 2.
We're all over.
Yeah.
Our viewers, though, are also voting online.
They did.
How'd they do? Are they in agreement with us on the over?
Overwhelmingly. We had 66% say over.
We got some savvy viewers out there.
66%.
Now watch me come back to the six months and we're all wrong.
Somebody, Rich is recording this because of all the Hot Atlanta references. He can't wait to play this.
All right, next up, number of hurricanes. Average number of hurricanes in Atlantic season is 6. So over or under 6. We've had 1 already with Alex. So we need 5 more to hit average.
I'm going to go under on this.
Over.
Over, under.
Just, yeah. This is...
I'm covering my face because I have shame.
I think I'm going to go over.
I should have gone under.
I'm going to go with Michael on this.
All right. Two overs, 2 unders.
I've been jaded by the last few hurricane seasons.
All right, yeah, I just feel like they owe it.
This is hard because,
like,
I mean, if that La Nina were to take hold and we were to scour out the Caribbean, maybe.
I think we're going to have, you said bunches. I think that's going to happen toward the end of the season, bunches. All right, what was the result of the poll?
Again, 2/3 said over, 67%.
Oh, wow. We have an optimistic crowd tonight.
All right, let's do another one here. How many landfalling named storms in the U.S. this year? The average is...
Well, we've already had 2.
We've already had 2.
So
the over-under's 5.
Okay.
For the season. 5. Over or under 5? That means we have 3 to go to hit 5.
That's a tough one.
That is a hard one.
Come in trouble.
It's only 3 more. Not that hard.
I'm hopeful or under.
Under?
I'm hopeful.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go under.
I'm going over.
I don't know.
man.
I'm
Going
over too. This side
Mike,
of the
if
bar
you're,
is
if you're
going
right,
over.
I'm gonna have. I don't have much of a life.
Do you
in
have
6
any?
months.
Here's the thing. Do you have any vacations planned?
Yeah, well.
Oh, well then, yeah, I'm going to go over.
Although I will
That's
say
just
this,
Murphy's Law.
Dave Schwartz did point out last year we had Anna and Bill in May and June, the only 2 landfalls we had all year.
That's true.
So it doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Schwartz.
How the viewers do?
Yeah.
Same way. 70% said over.
Wow.
I feel like I wimped out at the end. I don't know.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think about Florida this year? Like, what would be your over/under for Florida? Like, we've had one already.
We've had one. I give them
2?
at least one more.
Yeah, I would think at least one more too.
Yeah.
It's been too long.
Yep.
It's.
What do you think?
I mean, it's been almost 11 years. I mean, they're overdue.
I think so too. I think
Hurricane?
I'm gonna say. So how many would you say? 2?
2 more?
I'm gonna say 3.
You're gonna say 3
I'm
more?
gonna say 3 landfalls.
I'd say one more. Oh,
Including Colin?
yeah, 1 more.
2
One
total?
more.
So 2 total.
I'll go with one more for
I'm
Florida.
gonna 2. I'm gonna go 3.
I'm going to go with one more.
Yeah.
So, Florida, be ready. Might be our year, huh?
I got in a fight with a former Floridian this weekend because he said nobody's passive in Florida. I said it's not a passive thing. It's just it's been a while, and there's
Right.
people who are new to Florida and they don't necessarily know
There can be some
what they're up
complacency.
against.
Yeah. Hey, thanks everyone for voting in our poll this evening, and we'll do it again hopefully soon. Hey, what'd you learn on the show tonight? If you want to hashtag what I learned, we're going to feature your comments coming up. Plus, a government agency, they have a brilliant idea about impending weather danger.
Heartburn.
Sorry, ma'am, no burning here. Try new Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Gummies. They work fast and don't taste chalky.
Incredible. Looks tasty. You don't have heartburn.
New Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Gummies. Enjoy the relief.
What I love about the Tempur-Breeze bed is cool. So you're not too hot, too cold. It's just like perfect.
You just get in and it naturally adapts to your body and creates the perfect temperature for you.
Sleep cooler. Wake more refreshed. Discover the new Tempur-Breeze.
Every day of hurricane season, you're at the mercy of Mother Nature.
You're talking about whole coastlines that could be, drastically altered because of these massive storms.
We have a charge. We have a responsibility to provide information to people to help them stay safe.
When it comes to a weather situation that warrants attention nationally, we're the place to go.
There's no other place that has this amount of expertise than we do right here on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under cloudy skies. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 76. Chance of rain, 60%. Wednesday, thunderstorms, high 87. Rainfall near an inch. Locally heavy rainfall possible. Wednesday night, thunderstorms early, low 76. Locally heavy rainfall possible. Here's our 7-day outlook.
When did we stop valuing things that get better over time? When did disposable become our default? At LL Bean, we didn't stop. And we never will. Our products are made for a reason. Products that perform off-trail, on-trail, in the backcountry, or just out back. Because nature never disappoints, and neither do we.
Protect your home with Marquee Exterior, Bear's most advanced paint. Get the best paint for any budget and save $10 or $40. Only at the Home Depot.
Some things are simply impossible to ignore. The strikingly designed Lexus NX Turbo and Hybrid, the SUV that dares to go beyond utility. This is the pursuit of perfection.
You owned your car for 4 years. You named it Brad. You loved Brad. And then you totaled him. You two had been through everything together. 2 boyfriends, 3 jobs. You're like, nothing can replace Brad. Then Liberty Mutual calls. And you break into your happy dance.
If you sign up for Better Car Replacement, we'll pay for a car that's a model year newer with 15,000 fewer miles than your old one. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual.
No matter if you're a small dog with a big personality or the gentlest giant around, PetSmart and Blue Buffalo have got you covered with premium food solutions like Blue Buffalo's small breed formula to support higher energy needs, muscle development, and dental health, and large breed formulas to help support healthy joints, strong bones and teeth, and lean muscles. The right food, whatever their size. At PetSmart, save up to $5 on select Blue Buffalo dry dog food.
Great time for a shiny floor wax, no? Not if you just put the finishing touches on your latest masterpiece. Timing's important. Comcast Business knows that. That's why you can schedule an installation at a time that works for you, even late at night or on the weekend if that's what you need, because you have enough to worry about. I did not see that coming.
Don't deal with disruptions. Get better internet installed on your schedule. Comcast Business, built for business. Their trip of a lifetime became a fight to make it home alive. Extreme weather, the survivors. Sunday nights at 9 on the Weather Channel.
This day in weather history, June 7th, 2008. Nearly 3 dozen tornadoes spanned 5 states. Among them, an EF2 near Partyville, Wisconsin, as well as a series of 7 tornadoes rated up to EF2 that move into the south suburbs of Chicago. Up to 10 inches of rain the following day causes record flooding in parts of Iowa, Wisconsin, and Illinois.
All right, it is time now to sound off. I'm running the ship, and Justin's my first mate. Justin, we got some questions tonight. Twitter is being extra tweety today.
And the first question is from someone we kind of know. His name is Rich. And he goes,
oh, interesting.
Why do you continue to use the word Hotlanta even though it annoys your producer? He's asking for a friend.
Is it Rich or is it Rick with the CH more of a hard?
I don't know. How do you feel about the word Hotlanta?
Me?
Yeah. You like it, don't you?
You love it.
Come on,
you love it?
You want to marry it.
It is.
I think Rich should marry it.
Favorite word to say. We're just trying to expand your horizons, Rich.
Yeah.
That's all. We just want you to we want you to fit in.
Rich. Rich. Oh no.
Find the right camera.
Rich. Hotlanta, baby. Live by it. We love it.
Mike is going to Chad from The Bachelorette Rich after the show while Chad from The Bachelorette is fighting
somebody.
somebody.
The commercial break has been all about Chad from The Bachelorette, and we have no clue what she's even talking about.
Well, tomorrow I'm going to fill them all in after I watch it. All right, there's a follow-up question.
There's a couple of follow-up questions.
Interesting.
First one's from Dave, who says, awesome, Hotlanta grind on your producer. And it goes on and on, good stuff.
Thanks, TV Dave.
We may do this tomorrow, too.
Yeah. I think there might be like a whole graphic thing that we won't be able to talk about.
But wait, there's more.
There's one more who has some suggestions for other cities. We go to Paul, who says Hotlanta, Omaha, and San Francisco.
Ooh, I like San Francisco.
His puns are on fire.
Like fire emoji. Like it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's an actual question now.
Yeah, we're going to go to an actual question now.
Semi-serious now?
We'll
Fine. Our producer / dad, Rich, is telling us that.
We'll go to Anthony, who asks, can you ask the hurricane expert if North Carolina is overdue for a direct hit from a hurricane?
Why is it in quotes? He is the hurricane expert.
Hurricane expert.
No, but he did stay at Holiday Inn Express last night.
That's right. North Carolina, are they overdue for a hurricane? Not really. They had a hurricane a few years ago, so I don't know. Stat-wise, I mean, North Carolina is one of the states that gets hit most by hurricanes, but no, in fact, the last hurricane that hit the U.S. hit North Carolina. Arthur, 2014.
I don't know. You're just the hurricane expert. Well, what do you know?
It's a single quote. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe
it's a bit more confusing.
Yeah. I feel
like just pointing out that you are the expert.
Maybe,
like you get extra emphasis.
Yeah. Well, I guess there's no bold on Twitter.
That way. You're doing your heart that way.
I like this.
Let's take you to the Big Apple. tonight and show you what's going on here. 75 degrees, always busy down here at Times Square. You know, the forecast maybe gets a little cool here in the Northeast, Alex, and then we go right back to warm as we get closer to the weekend.
You know
some
it.
changes coming our way.
Change. Enjoy it while it lasts is the moral of the story, basically. We've got rain showers, thunderstorms rolling through parts of the Northeast and New England tonight. And guess what? Into tomorrow, still could see some showers through parts of New York and Pennsylvania. Even by the afternoon, places like Philly could get in on some of that. Some scattered rain left over into New York State, New England by later tomorrow evening. The big story, though, of course, as Mike said, will be the cooler temperatures by when we look at the north central part of the country. We're looking at low 60s by the start of tomorrow morning in Minneapolis, low 40s, though, for Marquette. So a cool, crisp start to the day for sure on your Wednesday. Tomorrow afternoon, notice some clouds, but overall staying dry with highs near 90 in Rapid City and North Platte. Chicago, plenty of sunshine for you with temps topping out in the low 70s. What do you say we take this to another spot in the country, the south central part of the country? I went to Dallas this weekend, and Dallas rocks. I really like Dallas. That's what I've got to say about that. The big D, you would call it. Dallas and Shreveport both starting off the day at 70 degrees by tomorrow afternoon. Who's laughing? Somebody's laughing. 91 in Houston. I'm supposed to do this quickly. Dallas, 91 by tomorrow afternoon. You're going to top out around 93. Plenty of sunshine. And by the time we go through the afternoon into parts of the southeast, notice any of the rain showers staying overnight into parts of Florida. And once we go through tomorrow afternoon, we'll watch that as well. Saturday forecast showing some stronger storms through parts of the Ohio Valley, down into the south central part of the country. Rain for you as well. Maybe Dallas, you can see some showers in your area, but generally looking at a chance of sun and clouds. A lot of 90s on that map, though, as we head into the end of the weekend. Mike?
Alex, thank you very much. I like Hotlanda's forecast there at 97.
You did you?
Hey, what'd you learn on the show this evening? Folks did indeed learn something. At least I think they did.
They learned something.
Okay.
Maybe not something that we expressly wanted to show, but Anna says she learned that from the tweets is that Hotlanta drives the multitasking producer nuts.
It does.
That is true.
He truly does. He does a great job on the show, but we just love annoying him. In tonight's Open Mic, getting the message out. If the Weather Service issued a weather warning for your area, but maybe sent that warning via carrier pigeon, that probably wouldn't be very useful to you, would it? But if they sent it to you maybe through Facebook or Twitter, or maybe they texted it to you, that'd be quick and convenient, right? Well, the U.S. Geological Survey has finally figured it out. So remember last year, epic flooding, Memorial Day weekend in Houston. Communication, big issue. It happened just this past month, too. Responding agencies, they found it really more efficient, though, to communicate via Twitter. That prompted the USGS to create an automated Twitter feed this year with up-to-the-minute rainfall and river gauge data. This helps agencies grab the data from one place and make fast decisions. It's especially helpful if the power goes out. They can just simply check the info on their smartphones. This is the future of emergency alerts and response. Aggregated data in one spot that benefits everyone. Why didn't we think of this sooner? USGS, I have 2 words for you. Hashtag nice job. Hey, don't forget to join Alex, Justin, and yours truly. Weather Channel's live Facebook page. We're going to do it just minutes from now. By the way, we're going to go rapid fire Q&A tonight.
Oh, I like the sound of that. We're going to bring you more coverage of the top weather stories. But if you have a question, we're going to answer bunches of them.
Indeed, we will.
See you in a few.
Hey,
for all of us here at Weather Underground, thanks for watching.
Yeah, have a great night, folks. Remember, together we know more. We'll see you on Facebook.
Hey, it's our hurricane expert.
Starting to come back.
Hurricane expert.
Tornadoes are the most destructive weather force on Earth.
All of a sudden, boom, the house just exploded.
It was the most terrifying thing that I've ever been through.
They come without warning.
She said, I think I'm about to be in a tornado. She just started screaming.
Thrusting people into conditions that only science can explain.
We want to see the effects that a high voltage power line might have on a human body.
But during a storm's darkest moments, the unthinkable can happen.
I didn't know where my son was.
Turning a tornado into a force that transforms lives.
I went through a physical tornado, and now I'm about to go through an emotional tornado.
These are the stories of ordinary people who beat extraordinary odds on I Survived a Tornado. 22nd, 2011. The single deadliest tornado in modern history chews through a densely populated area of Joplin, Missouri. 158 lives are lost and over 1,000 injured. Massive damage to the city's infrastructure strands 14,000 residents without power and leaves Main Street flattened.
2011 was a record-breaking year for tornado production across the United States. First, you had the super outbreak in the southeast back in April. Just when you thought it couldn't happen again in your lifetime, it did in Joplin.
The afternoon of May 22nd starts out hot and humid. Perfect weather for frozen yogurt from Joplin's newest shop, Cherry Berry. The self-serve frozen yogurt shop is a midlife career change for Jolynn Dotson and her husband.
It was our 10th day in business. Everybody in Joplin was very welcoming, very warm. It was just like God kept telling me that Joplin was where I was supposed to be.
On that Sunday, Jolynn is the one managing the shop.
We were really busy. I was running out of yogurt. I was running out of cups. I was running out of spoons. I was running out of toppings.
Jolynn also has her hands full training a brand new employee, Stephanie Gregory.
Everything's great. Jolynn's showing me around, shadowing, talking to me about what I'm going to be doing.
Stephanie is on the job less than 30 minutes when the first tornado sirens ring out.
Sirens were going off. It still looked sunny to the east, so nobody was really alarmed because they sound the sirens so much here that it's cry wolf.
Mike Lee and his son are in the shop having yogurt.
I remember thinking, well, if there's anything going on, we'll hear about it because everyone has a phone.
At that same moment across town, Aaron Prophet is visiting Joplin for his brother's high school graduation.
James Trey Green.
After the ceremony, the family plans to head to Aaron's mother's to celebrate. As Aaron heads to his car, the tornado sirens start to wail.
I didn't think anything of it. I'm not from Joplin, Missouri, so if the locals weren't responding to it, I really didn't pay attention.
Aaron follows behind his mom and two of his aunts who are driving in separate cars. On the way, he decides to treat his family to something sweet.
I had remembered the ice cream shop that just recently opened up.
He calls his mom. She says she'll meet him back home.
So I called my aunt's car, and they picked up. I said, hey, let's stop and get ice cream.
Meanwhile, inside the yogurt shop, there are signs that something's not right.
Around 5 o'clock, one of my employees said, I just got a text from my sister that says there's a bad storm coming.
The sun is still shining when the power momentarily goes out.
The pivotal moment I always remember is when the lights flickered. It was eerie.
As Aaron and his aunts enter the shop, the lights go out for good.
And in my head, I was thinking, well, we're gonna get free ice cream now. The power is out, it's gonna melt. And one of the clerks came behind the counter and she had like a blank face.
Another employee got a phone call saying, there's a tornado at 17th and Michigan headed right for you. And then pandemonium kind of broke loose.
Alarm begins to spread through the shop. Jolynn takes charge, still not fully aware of what's heading towards them.
I kind of just went into teacher mode or mother mode of directing and assigning people and where to go.
Jolynn sends some of the customers into her office and takes the rest to the bathrooms.
I came back there with my son, and then for some reason I turned around and went back up front again to take a look. I couldn't see the street, the cars, nothing.
You can just see debris hitting glass hard, and the glass started to crack.
And Aaron, I didn't know his name at the time, looked at me.